All right, so you want to know the cost of living in Calgary, Alberta. Well, you came to the right place. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the major costs of living, which will be cost of food in Calgary, the cost of housing, transportation, schools, healthcare, those kind of things. So in this video, I'm going to be going over those. And if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary. And I've been selling real estate here for over 30 years. I've lived here my whole life, so I do know a lot about Calgary. And in this video, I will go over the costs to help you get a better idea of what it costs to live here. Maybe you're making a move to Calgary and just want to research a little bit. Of course, I'm going to go over some very basic things here. And of course, if you want to know more specific things, I do invite you to give me a call directly or just ask in the comments below. I'd love to be able to help you out. If you're new to my channel, living in Calgary, Alberta, please feel free to subscribe. This is a channel where I put out content about living in Calgary. So that's, again, housing, cost of living here, pros and cons, all that kind of stuff. So please feel free to subscribe, ring that bell, and if you like the video, of course, give it a like. So without any further ado, let's get going right after this. All right, so let's get into this presentation on the cost of living in Calgary, Alberta. Just to start off with, Calgary this year actually just moved up and ranked number 3 most livable urban center in the world by the EIU. And there's no doubt Calgary is attracting a lot of people around the world to live here, but very specifically even in Canada. The cost of living in a lot of the other more popular provinces like Toronto or Vancouver are still quite more expensive to live. So obviously cost of living for families, the housing cost is typically one of the highest costs. So let's get into some of these costs. I'm going to be going over these categories. Obviously, this is not going to be an exhaustive study on costs, but what I hope to do is get some of the main costs of living here that you would expect. Mostly, I'm going to do this from a viewpoint of a family. I deal with a lot of families and have helped a lot of families relocate to Calgary from across Canada and other parts of the world. So again, we're going to go housing costs, food, transportation, health, childcare, education, recreation, and entertainment. But right off the bat, just within Canada itself, our tax on products and services actually is one of the lowest in Canada. We're at 5%. It's called a GST. And a lot of the other provinces actually will spend an additional 10% on top of the 5% for products and services. So right away, just by moving to Calgary, there's a savings right there. All right, so let's take a look at housing costs first. I think this is a good place to start. It's the most expensive part of most people's monthly expenditures. And in Calgary, the average cost of a home, and this is based on July 2022 sales, detached home was selling for $643,600. Semi-detached homes were average at $576,900. Townhouses, $362,600, and apartments at $278,800. Now, keep in mind these are there's a big range. We have homes that sell in the multiple millions. For the luxury part of the homes, we have country residential. I didn't mention in here too. So, if you're looking for something more specific and you want to know specific neighborhoods, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Obviously, as a realtor, I have access to all that information. So, when you're purchasing a home in Canada, if you're buying a home and you're putting less than 20% down of the purchase price, then you're going to need to actually get a mortgage insurance. And so mortgage insurance rates will, again, if you're putting, let's say the minimum is 5% on homes up to 500,000, and then from 500,000 to a million, you're going to have to put 10% of the purchase price. And if you are putting less than a total of 20%, you're going to have to pay a mortgage insurance fee. Now, this mortgage insurance fee is going to be added to your mortgage, and so it doesn't come out of pocket. And as you can see here, it's 2.8% up to 4% of the mortgage amount. Property taxes. So I'm using the average detached home. So just use this as an example. Nice family home, nice community. It's a middle upper class type of community. This one is a particular one was 2,100 square, just over 2,100 square feet, built in 2009, and it sold recently in July 2022. So a house like this, the taxes on this was just over 3,500 for the year. You're going to be looking at utilities that will run anywhere from 100, obviously up to 200. It really depends on how many people are in the home. If you're leaving the lights on, you've got lots of computers running, that kind of thing. Where your electricity is going to come from is in the summer. If the house has air conditioning, obviously that's going to increase. But during the winter time, if it's a cold winter, then the furnaces are going to be running more constantly, which of course have their forced air furnaces here in Calgary for the most part. And of course, it costs money electricity wise to run that. And then the natural gas is going to run the fuel to heat the furnace. And again, that's going to run again in the summer, 150, and then in the winter, if it's super cold on a super cold month, it could be as high as $350 a month. So here we also have water and sewer and garbage. That's all kind of under one bill with NMAX, and that's going to probably be in that $100 to $120 range. And then internet cable, we have a few providers that you can choose from, but on average, on the low end, you're going to spend $90 a month. And again, if you're going to get some faster speeds and again more channels, that kind of thing, then you're going to spend up to $180 a month. Some other costs that you might run into is if you were buying a condo, so that could be a condo apartment or a condo townhouse. There are some situations where there are some semi-detached type and detached condo, but for the most part, you're just going to see it as townhouses and apartments. Condo fees can run for like a townhouse. If it's a newer townhouse, it's going to be in that $200 to $300 a month. And then again, some areas will definitely go higher. Apartments, they can again start probably more like about on the low end 300, 350, and then it can go up to over 1,000 if it's in, let's say, downtown where there's a lot of amenities, there's pools and a lot of other things within the building that it's looking after. So a lot of the communities, this HOA fee that you see here, that's a homeowners association fee. You're going to find that a lot of the communities will have this fee because the communities actually look after all the paths and walkways, that kind of thing. And if there's a community center or a lake, there's obviously fees that the city does not pay for, and it's just that community that's going to be looking after it. So again, this is just a once a year fee, and there are quite a few communities, especially the newer communities, that have these fees. Great news though, a lot of provinces in Canada have a land transfer tax. We don't have that in Calgary. So, a house like this, again, you're going to save tens of thousands of dollars in Calgary compared to, let's say, Toronto or Vancouver. If you want more specific information, please leave a comment below and I'd be happy to answer. So if you want to get more specific pricing ideas, feel free to use my website. It's deanmartinteam.com. If you go to that, you can actually search any homes that are listed on the MLS. I have my website set up so you don't have to register to look at properties. A lot of sites are set up where you're going to have to register. I have mine wide open, and go ahead and take a look. If you do want to save listings and save searches, that kind of thing, you will need to register. But again, This is just for you to use. A lot of my clients that are wanting to know about price, and recommendations on communities for their family, they'll give me a call or send me a list of things that they're looking for. And actually, I'll customize a very specific targeted search for the properties that you're looking for. So feel free to do that. Give me a call out or send me an email. And again, I can help you set that up, and then that will get sent to you automatically. All right, so let's move on to our next category, which is food. Okay, so in Calgary, you're going to see that, this is based on movingwaldo.com. There's different websites out there. They put in the average cost of groceries for one person in Calgary is $214 a month. Obviously, this is very specific based on the person that in what you eat. Every home is going to be different. I think across Canada, again, just keep in mind that we're probably fairly close. Overall, we have seen, even across Canada, prices for groceries going up. A lot of the different things that are going on in our world right now certainly has put a lot of pressure on the cost of food, distribution costs, that kind of thing. So Calgary's no different. We've definitely seen an increase in prices in 2022, and from everything that I'm hearing, we should be expecting a little bit more increase, but that's happening anywhere across Canada. We have all the major grocery stores, so we got the Safeways, the Co-ops, the Sobeys, Save On. So again, all the major stores Calgary has. We also have like T&T, a lot of the different specialty type of grocery stores. Fast food, same thing. McDonald's is going to cost you $10 to $12 per person, depending on what meal you get. We got Wendy's, we've got Tim Hortons, we've got those types of fast food places. Family dining, we got Boston Pizza, Swiss Chalets. Again, really good variety in Calgary. It is a big city, and we got a lot of the major franchises that have set up in Calgary. We also have fine dining as well. Lots of great places that if you like going out, getting some good steaks or, again, any type of fine dining, we have that. And you're probably looking at that $50 per person and then up, of course, 150 and even higher depending on where you go. All right, so let's take a look at our transportation in Calgary. You obviously need to get around. You're in a house and you need to get around. So if you are in some neighborhoods, there's actually good walkability. For instance, downtown, if you don't have a car and you do want to take transportation or walk, there's definitely communities for that. Overall, though, Calgary is a large city and we do have urban sprawl. And so if you do need to get around a lot, you travel every day, obviously a car might be a better way to go for you and your family. But if you are taking the bus in the LRT system, we do have a light rail transit system. And excuse me, and so that there's some really good lines that cover the city, all different parts of the city. The cost of a one-way ticket for a youth is $2.45 per ride, and an adult's $3.60. 5 and under are free. You can actually get monthly passes. It's $112 for an adult and $82 for a youth. Another thing that's interesting about the LRT downtown is that within the downtown core, you can actually ride for free. So, again, if you're spending, you want to spend the day downtown, go shopping or do whatever. If you get into downtown, once you get there, you can, again, ride around downtown, get to one end or the other, again, for free. Calgary does have the most extensive urban pathway and bikeway network in North America. So if you are into biking, you're going to love it. Tons and tons of people, even clients of mine and friends, even if they're in the suburbs, actually ride their bike into downtown. So it's pretty cool. So there's a lot of pathways. The city maintains approximately 1,000 kilometers of regional pathways and 96 kilometers of trails. And there's another 290 kilometers of on-street bikeways and cycle tracks. Another thing you're going to see actually in the city, and especially downtown, is these electric scooters. And so if you want to jump on a scooter and scoot around downtown, it's pretty cool. Basically, again, you can unlock it for $1.15, and then that's 35 cents per minute. We do have Uber and taxi service. Again, these are fairly close in cost. I think Uber is slightly cheaper. It's probably even faster. I think that's the biggest thing with the taxi service in Calgary. If you go normal taxi, a lot of times you're going to have to wait a while to get a taxi. So Uber is very popular here. And again, like if you've used Uber at like any other city, basically you get the app and then you can get a price right away and see what it's going to cost you. So you can do price comparison if you're going to decide between an Uber or a taxi. If you're owning your own vehicle, of course, you're going to have to pay for your vehicle and then, of course, insurance and registration. Calgary does not have government dealing with the insurance, so these are private companies. So it's best to get quotes. It's going to have a lot to do with your driving experience, your tickets, and of course, any claims that you have had. So definitely you don't want to get some quotes. One of the things that will save you some money is if you bundle your insurance with your vehicle and your home. This definitely will save you money. So make sure if you are owning a home and you have insurance, you definitely want to combine those insurance. Usually it's going to save you quite a bit of money. Current gas prices in Calgary, I think they're actually just under $1.70. I put in here $1.70, $1.90. It was actually up to over $1.90. It seems to be coming down a little bit, but again, just with what's going on in the world, gas prices all over North America seem to have gone up, and so Calgary's no different. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about healthcare and insurance. For residents of Alberta, you actually have a free plan. It's called the Alberta Care Insurance Plan, and your basic health coverage is free, which includes normal doctor visits, diagnostic services, and hospital stays. Again, you want to go into their website if you want to get more specific information. You do need to register for this, and these will have different, obviously everybody has a different reason for coming into Calgary, so you definitely want to go in and take a look to see how this fits for you. For a lot of your other coverage for prescriptions, dental, and eye, you definitely want to take a look at. You can buy additional coverage for that. A lot of the bigger companies will actually have employment benefits. Your overall health care is free, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so let's move on to our next category, which is childcare. A lot of the families that I work with will have children, so if you're working and you need to have childcare, Calgary actually has two programs, which one is non-subsidized and subsidized. So if you are a non-subsidized family, your costs are going to be about $900 to $1,200 a month per child, and that's full-time daycare, all day long kind of thing. Calgary does have day homes, they have daycare centers, and again, there's some that are monitored and some that aren't. So definitely this is something that you want to investigate a little bit more. This subsidized program is new to Alberta, and so it's really saving families a lot of money. Let's just jump quickly to the website. Okay, so here's the Child Care Subsidy website. Again, I'm going to have this in the description below, but definitely go through this. It shows you how you can apply, of course, who qualifies, that kind of thing. It actually goes up quite high. It actually goes up, I believe, up to $180,000 per year for your family income, and you can actually get subsidy for your children for your child care. So, so definitely take a look at this. If you are in that position where you got to get child care, you probably will, for a lot of people, will qualify for this subsidy. Okay, so let's talk about entertainment. In Calgary, we have a lot to offer people that like to get out to sporting events. We have the Calgary Flames. And again, to go there, you can obviously get season passes, but if you want to go take in a game, they're about $46 on average and up. If you want to go to see the Calgary Stampeders, which is football, it's a little cheaper. It's about $19 and up for a seat. So again, professional sports, a lot of fun to go to. We also have theater. One of the dinner theaters is called Stage West. Actually, we just went the other week. It was a lot of fun. So it's about $114 per person. Formal theater like Alberta Theatre Projects are starting at about $40 per person for a play. We have Pump House Theatre, the Southern Alberta Jubilee. So lots of choices there for theater. The Calgary Zoo, a lot of fun. Calgary has a great zoo. If you want to take the kids down for the day, it's definitely a great place to go. You can actually get memberships there as well. Let's take a quick look at the zoo website. Here's the website for the Calgary Zoo. And daily admission, adults are $35, so $34.95. Seniors, $32. Children, 3 to 15 is $24, and children under 3 are free. You can actually buy memberships here as well for the year, which includes your daily admission. So definitely come in to the website, take a look at that. But it's really it's a great zoo. Heritage Park is another really great place to take the family. They do have an annual membership as well. It's just a great place to take the family to see Canada's largest living history museum. So again, it just has a lot of things from the West, going back into history. So you can take your family there and explore the park. There's rides and all that kind of good stuff, food. Daily admission, children $14.95, youth $19.95, general admission is $29.95, and seniors $22.95. So another great thing for families to do is go to Callaway Park. Of course, this is a summertime, I guess maybe spring and fall as well, but it's an amusement park. Let's have a look at the admission here, admission prices. Okay, so as you can see, the fees here, it's for regular is 3 to 49 is $49.95, 50 plus is $39, and again, children under 2 are free. They do have a season's pass, which is actually, if you're going to go more than obviously 2 or 3 times, it's actually really a good thing to get. So if you like this type of entertainment for the family, you got young kids, this is a great place to take the family. So Windsport is another place that family like to hang out and do lots of different types of sports and recreation. There's actually summer things that you can do. There's winter things. Obviously, it has a ski hill. That same hill is actually used for mountain bikes during the summer. So if you're into mountain biking and you want to go downhill, that's a pretty cool thing to do as well. Again, they got mini golf and hockey and working out, and there's actually quite a bit that this Windsport offers. And again, just come to the website. You can take a look at all the costs here and the passes that you can get. It is very popular. All right, so let's move on to recreation. Recreation, again, I just mentioned Windsport. I guess there's this would maybe fall under both entertainment and recreation. So Calgary has lots of great sports, team sports for the children. If you're into, let's say, baseball and you play Little League baseball, the kids do, it's gonna cost you about $150 to $350 per year, just depending on your age group. And again, also different levels. They have competitive, which will be more expensive. And again, if it's just more for fun, then it's going to be less money. So if you're into wanting to get a gym membership, the average gym membership in Calgary is $65 a month. Okay, so another cost is education. The lunchroom fees are approximately $250 per year. Each school might be a little bit different, but that's kind of the range that you'll be looking at. Annual student fees, approximately $20 to $40 per year. If there's field trips, sometimes there are additional fees that can run up to anywhere from $40 up to $200 a year, just depending on your grade in school. If your child is going to be bused, there is busing fees, and that's, again, just depending on the distance that your child has to go. It's going to be anywhere from $232 up to $465, and now these are all basically for the Calgary Board of Education and the Catholic Board. Calgary also has charter schools. And again, these are going to have additional fees for some of these same types of things. Charter schools, you don't pay like a private school where you would pay a tuition fee. Charter schools are funded publicly, so they do not have an additional fee that way for tuition. But private schools, Calgary has many. The costs range from $2,950 up to $36,000 per year, with the average tuition being $15,238 per year. So some of the questions that I get asked about schools, of course, is cost, but where are the schools? Here's a really good website for the Calgary Board of Education and for the Catholic schools. Let's jump onto the website here. So this is the Calgary Board of Education website. The best place to, again, find a school for a community that you're looking at, go to this Find a School link, and then go to the this little search tool. You can actually put in your address. So if you actually know your address that you're considering moving to or buying, enter your address, because that's going to be the most accurate as far as finding your designated school for that particular address. If you want to get an idea for a community, you can actually put the community in under this search by community. And so all Calgary communities are here. So again, if you're in Altadore, you want to see what the schools are in Altadore, it'll show up here. You can select which grade. You can filter by traditional calendar or modified calendar. So again, lots of information. This is a really good website. And the Catholic Board has a similar type website. They actually again, if you want to get fees, that kind of thing, let's just go to the main page. But again, they've got fees. The different schools in the different communities are all in this as well. So I do recommend jumping on these websites. You can find out more about the schools. You can also find about what the schools actually offer as far as programs, learning philosophies, and that kind of thing too. So you can actually call the principals and again, just question them a little bit about what's going on in that school and just see if that's a good fit for you and your family. So that kind of wraps it up. Again, this is just a quick overview of the main cost of living in Calgary. If you want to know more, you want to chat with me more directly about what's going on with you and your family and what you're looking for, I do invite you to please give me a call or send me an email, and let's set up a time that we can do a Zoom call or have a chat and be able to answer your questions. If you have something that you just want to ask right away and want to leave in the comments below, I do appreciate and I will answer your questions if you do use that comment section. And once again, if you haven't subscribed to my website, please feel free to subscribe. Of course, ring that bell. And of course, give this a like.